Hello, everybody. This is Waylon Miller. Asking you to take a little walk with me this morning I'll share another one of our stories of one of our early stories in Carol and I's life. And we were married in 1978, and not long after that, we made a decision to move to Birmingham. A lot of that decision was based on her dad was a dentist here in our hometown, and he'd been established for years and years. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was just making jobs here and there. I grew up with a family that my mother and daddy were, they took care of us, they loved us, I understood all that. But all I learned from them was if you needed something, you go borrow the money and then you pay it for the, you know, 20, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, 20 years, whatever it takes. And then you keep working 65 till you get 60 or 65, and hopefully you can retire and just relax a little bit. But that was my life. That's all I learned. Uh, and then when I was out of high school, I got a job and worked several other jobs. But that was what I was taught. But somehow over those years, I just wasn't making me happy. I didn't like other people to tell me when I could take my vacation, what time I had to be at work, what time I could go to lunch, what time, just all these things that, I mean, I'm not saying it's in a bad thing, it just wasn't for me. My mother and daddy worked in the same job. My mother worked in a hosiery mill. My dad worked in a manufacturing plant, the only jobs they ever had that I remember. So I knew I didn't want to do that, but it didn't really understand what I wanted to do at that point in time. My mother had always told me she'd worked all her life in the hosiery industry. Fort Payne was basically the capital of the world then in the sock business. And you can look that up in Facebook and just look in the capital of the sock capital of the world. And that was designation here for Fort Payne. So my mother would always tell me, whatever you do, you don't want to be in a hosiery mill. You don't want to be in a hosiery mill. You don't want to be in a hosiery mill. And I heard that for years and years and years, and ended up being in a hosiery mill later on, but that's another story. But this one journey starts, my wife and I, Carol and I got married in 1978, and Carol's daddy, the dentist I was talking about, he kind of talked me into going to Birmingham. They had a school there at the UAB hospital, coincided with the hospital for veterans and stuff and for military. And they taught you how to be a dental technician. And if you're not familiar with that, that's the people who make the crowns and the dentures and stuff are people for the dentist. And he had talked me into doing that. So we moved to Birmingham in 1979, not long after we'd been married. And I went to school at UAB. It was a 2-year class. And I made good grades, did good. Carol had a miserable job that she hated, but we had to have that to get us through that. And we also had our first son in 1980 in Birmingham. Wasn't what we planned. We had instead of a baby bed, we had a clothes hamper that we'd put him in at night and rigged up a swing that we could swing him back and forth. I hadn't get out of bed. We were we could really think up some things to make things easier for us. But I finished that school, came back to Fort Payne, and got some jobs with some other technicians here. And it was all right, but it just wasn't, there again, I wasn't happy with that. And then I got out and started my own lab, and a doctor in Rainsville, Alabama really helped me and encouraged me. And I did okay. I stayed in this industry for probably 5 or 6 years. And enjoyed what I learned and the people that encouraged me and helped me along and showed me things that, you always have tricks of the trades. And that's what the doctor in Rainsville did for me. But I still wasn't happy. But we ended that, and then I started just working around, finding some jobs. I was sold insurance for a couple of years, and I really liked doing that because I felt like I was helping people with their future, and if something happened to them. But the pressure was just, I just didn't like the pressure. It was one of them songs, "What have you done for me lately?" That was what I heard every Monday morning. It didn't matter what kind of week you'd had. Come Monday, it's all starting over again. And so I kept moving around, which leads me to another story that I will share probably in the next day or two or a week or two on where we ended up, and what really was good for us. Uh, but I guess the moral of this story that I'm sharing with you today is don't let people talk you into doing things that you don't feel good about. I wasn't real excited about going to Birmingham, being newlyweds, and uh, going through school on something that I'd never even heard of really that much. But I let my daddy-in-law talk me into it, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. We said okay, and we did that. And I've gotten other jobs that people would tell me about, and that was my life for years and years when we got married. But like I said, just don't let people steer you in ways that you're not, that that's not what you want. We've got two boys. One's 46 and one's 41. And I've told them from day one, don't ever take a job for money. Find something you love, and the money will take care of itself. And if that's a lesson, I guess that's the pinnacle of all I've shared here for the last 5 or 6 minutes is don't take a job for money. Find something you love, and the money will take care of itself. And that's what I've tried to do over the years. I'm not saying I've done it great all the time. I'll share, that's another story or two along that I'll be getting to and eventually. But I just want to share this with you today. It's a story that Carol and I were talking about just this morning. I was asking her about it, told her I was going to share this. And it's not a good memory for her because she's working a job she hated. She was pregnant. We had a baby, and we struggled. It was just, we were glad to be back home when we moved back to Fort Payne, Alabama. So y'all have a great day. I hope this maybe spoke to someone and encouraged someone to make a decision to do something different or do something that you've always wanted to do. And again, if it helps you, I hope it does. And I just appreciate everybody here. Appreciate all the ones that I get encouraged by watching the YouTube things. And again, just have a great day, and we will talk to you later.